Hello, Yugioh people. How you guys doing today? I know it's been a while since I uploaded something, and I apologize, although no one cares, so I'm apologizing to no one really. But, anyways, enough of that. I'm obviously bringing you a Dark Magician deck. If you can't tell, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna go through the deck list quickly, and then I'm gonna say the things I need to say afterwards. So, if you are curious about any of my card choices or my reasoning behind some of the cards I have in the deck, you can you can stick around, or I guess just skip to after I'm done going through the deck, and I can fill you in on anything you need to know. Anyways, let me get started. 3 Dark Magician, 2 Dark Magician Girl, 3 Skilled Dark Magician, 3 Elemental Hero Prisma, 2 Summoner Monk, BLS, Dark Arm Dragon. 15 monsters. Pretty simple. Anyways, spells: Allure of Darkness, Book of Moon, Regeki, Dark Burning Attack, the Eye of Timaeus, 3 of them, 2 Dark Magic Attack, 2,000 Knives, 3 Spellbook of Power, 2 Spellbook of Secrets, 2 Spellbook of Wisdom, 2 Rhodas, 2 Magical Dimension, and 3 Eternal Souls. Extra deck: 2 Digestal Emerald, Exoton Knight, Castel, Dark Rebellion, Ebon Illusion Magician, Big Eye, Dracosac, Master of Blades, 2 Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, 2 Dark Paladins, last but not least, 2 Amulet Dragons. Alright, now let me get on with the explaining. Just in case you don't know why Elemental Hero Prisma's in the deck. I know most of you are probably going to be able to just assume why, but there's noobs. Noobs do exist, and I imagine if a noob existed, he would come to one of the iconic decks because he saw it in the show. That's the only reason I'm doing this, is because my friend, I'm trying to get him back in the game, and he wanted to play a Dark Magician deck, so I helped him out. Anyways, Elemental Hero Prisma, what it does is I can reveal once per turn a fusion monster listed from my extra deck, and then I can send a monster that was listed as fusion material from that monster to the graveyard. And then Elemental Hero becomes that his name is changed to that monster till the end of the turn. So obviously, what you would probably want to do is you'd want to send Dark Magician. Then Elemental Hero Prisma's name would become Dark Magician. Then you could use cards like the Eye of Timaeus, Dark Magic Attack, or Thousand Knives. Or you could send Dark Magician Girl to the graveyard and use Dark Burning Attack, or use Eye of Timaeus to go into Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. So good stuff there. Uh, the only thing I have in this deck that might be questionable is the spell books, because I know a lot of people don't really like the spell books in the Dark Magician deck. That's from my experience. Most people I've talked to kind of don't like it, but basically they're in here just because they do have a nice effect. Spellbook of Power, the boost helps because if you don't have Dark Magician on the deck on the field, some of the offensive, it's kind of lax offensively at some points. What spell books are honestly mostly in here for is that deck thinning, and to give skilled Dark Magician counters. Like they're like this. That's all they're. That's the only reason they're in there, is just to give skilled Dark Magician counters, basically. And yes, I am aware that Spoke of Wisdom probably isn't necessary, but because of Eternal Soul, because Eternal Soul's its effect is all Dark Magician monsters in your monster zone are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. So at first glance, Spellbook of Wisdom might seem unnecessary, and I'm still debating myself whether or not I need it in the deck. But it's searchable. It's a quick play. It does protect my monsters, and it gives spell counters. So that's kind of my reasoning on that. It's good. And also, when Eternal Soul leaves the field, it destroys all monsters you control. So there have been a few times where if my opponent got rid of Eternal Soul, I would use Spellbook of Wisdom on one of my monsters to make it unaffected by trap cards to save it from my own Eternal Soul's effect. So there's that. It's not a bad card, it's just a card that may not be necessary in this deck. But truthfully, I'm not sure if any of the spellbooks are necessary in this deck at the moment. That's why I'm testing them out. Dark Manipulation is pretty easy, so you can get out Dark Arm Dragon pretty effortlessly because you can use cards like Prisma and Eternal Soul to manipulate the amount of darks you have in the graveyard. And I know I'm only playing 3 lights, but it's actually extremely easy to get the light in the dark in the graveyard because you can actually do it first turn. Because what you can do is you can go into Summoner Monk and you can discard a spell, summon Prisma, use Prisma to send Dark Magician to the graveyard, overlay Summoner Monk and Prisma to make Digesto Emerald, and then you use Digesto Emerald to revive Dark Magician, and that's like one of the most simple plays in the deck. So if you were wondering why Summoner Monk is in there, now you know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! God damn it, I'm a nerd. Anyways, late game, if you're struggling, Miracle Fusion's never a bad top deck. Throw it down on the field, remove some Prismas, and summon your Shining. And, it's just another single spell card, so another counter for the Skill Dark Magician. Anyways, play the deck, enjoy the deck, and definitely leave me suggestions on how to improve the deck because this is like kind of an experimental phase at the moment. It's been good, but I believe it could probably be better. So I'm open to any suggestions you guys may have. And as always, YouTube, it's your move. Peace.